Any reaction to Leader Thune seeing the bill without adding amendments or changing it?
I am deeply disappointed in this outcome. I think I've been at the state dinner. I don't know. I was just told that Chuck Schumer rushed it to the floor and put it out there preemptively. It needed amendments. I just spoke to the president about that. We'll see what happens.
So do you think he may veto it? You say you spoke to the president?
I'm not saying that.
Is he supportive of it in its current form?
We both have concerns about it, so we'll see. I was standing there with the Crown Prince.
Are you frustrated in the majority leader? Are you upset with the majority leader?
So that was Mike Johnson running scared after both the House and the Senate passed the Epstein Files Transparency Act. And of course, he wanted there to be amendments. He wanted there to be changes, and he didn't get his way. The Senate just went ahead and pushed it right on through, and he really looks cornered in that clip. He really looks like a complete and total deer in headlights that's running scared and doesn't know which way to go next. Now, when I sat down to do this video, Donald Trump still hadn't signed it. It was supposed to be headed to his desk, but there's no word yet at the time of the making of this video that Donald Trump has signed this thing. But my question is, just how stupid do Republicans think that the American people are? Because we didn't have to have any of this. All of this was so unnecessary. I don't ever remember having a vote like this for the Amelia Earhart files. Do you? Do you remember having them for the JFK files or anything else? It was only this one, the one that Donald Trump promised. On day one, he would come in and he would drain the swamp. He would bring everybody to justice, and it would be all those evil Democrats. But now they want there to be changes. They want there to be amendments and modifications. In other words, we want you to go through there with your big eraser and your big black Sharpie and just mark out any Republican's name. So I'm not trying to bring down the room. I am hopeful that this is progress, and I hope we see the files come out completely unredacted. But I can't trust Donald Trump, and I can't trust Mike Johnson to not blunder this in some way. But I do have to give credit where credit is due, and I know that I've been critical of Chuck Schumer in the past, but he got this thing pushed on through, and I applaud him for that, and I love what he has to say in this next clip.
So the great news is now the House has passed it, the Senate has virtually passed it, it goes to the president's desk. I was going to say we have a lot more work to do. First, who knows how long the House will try to hold it. We should put pressure on Johnson to send it right over to us. Second, the president has said he'll sign it, but who the hell knows with him? He can change his mind on a whim. But third, and maybe most important, and I just had a meeting of 10 senators to discuss this, we got to make sure we get all of the Epstein files, all. They can't fuck around with this. They can't say, oh, we'll give you this, but there are legal reasons we can't give you that. And we are going to be pursuing them relentlessly to get everything, because I don't trust this administration. I don't trust Bondi. I don't trust Kash Patel. I don't trust the president, and they could screw around with this. It'll be all of our jobs to be on them and make sure that we get everything.
You see, folks, here's the thing. Donald Trump and Mike Johnson from day one has been trying to figure out how to make this a political win for Republicans. And I don't want to see that. I want to see the unredacted files come out. I want to see everyone's name that's in it, and I want to learn all about it. I know that we all do. And if we sit back and watch them just give us a little piece of this or a little piece of that and then take credit for releasing the Epstein files, we're going to have to hold our feet to the fire. And we're going to have to call them out on this because we cannot let this one slip away. The survivors have waited too long to get justice, and we cannot let Donald Trump make this about him and turn it into some sort of political victory in his little mind. We have to keep this real. We have to keep this for the victims. We have to keep speaking up for people because otherwise it's just going to be a shit show. And that's what I'm afraid of. That's what I hope doesn't happen. But the one thing that I am enjoying happening is watching Donald Trump and Marjorie Taylor Greene completely fall out. It couldn't happen to two nicer people. I'm going to play you a couple of clips from yesterday of Marjorie Taylor Greene as she's trying to wrap her head around how she's going to go forward without her leader. Take a look.
And that's what we did by fighting so hard against the most powerful people in the world, even the President of the United States, in order to make this vote happen today. I was called a traitor by a man that I fought for 6 years for. And I gave him my loyalty for free. I won my first election without his endorsement, beating 8 men in a primary. And I've never owed him anything, but I fought for him for the policies and for America first. And he called me a traitor for standing with these women and refusing to take my name off the discharge petition. Let me tell you what a traitor is. A traitor is an American that serves foreign countries and themselves. A patriot is an American that serves the United States of America and Americans like the women standing behind me. And I want to tell you that this only became possible today because the American people whom we serve as representatives here in Congress demanded that this vote happen, and they put more pressure on every single elected politician in this city than has ever been put on them. And today you are going to see probably a unanimous vote in the House to release the Epstein files, but the real fight will happen after that.
You can tell that this whole thing has really fractured MAGA, and I'm glad to see that, but we can't let Marjorie Taylor Greene off the hook. You got to think about what she just said in that clip. I fought for this man. I fought alongside this man for his policies. Yeah, you fought for his racism, you fought for his bigotry, you fought for his cruelty, and you fought for him on and after January 6th, which should have been the ultimate deal breaker for everyone out there. So I'm glad to see MAGA fractured, and I hope to see it completely come off the rails and we never have to deal with it again. But Marjorie Taylor Greene and Donald Trump's breakup over this has really been something to sit back and watch, because the question I would have for Marjorie Taylor Greene is, did you know in the back of your mind the minute you stepped out of line with him this is what you was going to get? Because you should have known that. And then I would like to sit and just ask Marjorie Taylor Greene to talk about these policies. I wonder how she would feel if we started talking about the issues. I wonder if she would end up on our side. You see, that's the thing here, folks. We can sit back and go, hey, we got to offer people a bridge back. But when they get back, are they going to come back with the same crappy ideas? Because if so, they can just stay the hell over there. That's how I look at Marjorie Taylor Greene. It's good to see somebody try to turn down the temperature. It's good to see anyone break from Trump. But this is one of his most loyal soldiers who did fight with him and fight for him. And she really thought that he was going to be the one to drain the swamp. But it makes you wonder what she's seen. It makes you wonder what she heard behind the scenes, because there's a sound in her voice that has that same sound in her voice that Kash Patel and Dan Bongino have in theirs. That same look of disappointment. But we're over here saying, we told you so. We knew this is what was going to happen if you gave that guy your loyalty. But I really hope that we see him sign it, and I hope we see the unredacted files all the way out in the open to where everyone can see it, and not some half-assed version of it that Donald Trump can take credit for and just shut everyone up. I don't want to be seeing the next clip be Joe Rogan sitting there going, wow, Trump released the files. There was nothing in it. It was another hoax. No, we want to see all of it. We want to see the truth. We want to hear the truth, and we want justice for the victims. It's not about scoring a win for the Democrats. It's about the victims. And if people could ever if we could all have ever just rallied around that, we wouldn't be in this mess. And if we would have just kept calling out, I really wish that every reporter that asked a question about the Epstein files, I wished every single question had to just circle back. He's repetitive, so why not get repetitive and just ask the same question? Everybody asks the same question right down the line. Why didn't you just release the files? Why didn't you just tell the DOJ to do it like you did Amelia Earhart? What were you hiding here, Donnie? Why can't they hold his feet to the fire? It's one of the most blatant. It feels like we're on a Better Call Saul episode. It truly does. The corruption is so right in your face that even Marjorie Taylor Greene can see it. And that's really saying something.